Hello viewers, back again. The astute viewers, the 55 subscribers I have on my Great Model Airplane site who now see this, are going to notice that this is the opposite wheel. This is on the other side. What happened last time, was that I ran out of battery and I was running out of light too. So I put it all back together. It actually worked. There's one piece that's a real bugaboo to get in, and it's this sucker right there, that spring that attaches to here, and then this cable attached to the other part on this thing. That is a real, I'll say, difficult to get in. Everything else kind of goes in. Sandwiching everything in is interesting, so getting this sandwiched, getting that thing sandwiched, and then of course getting the pads onto these pins is interesting, but it all went together okay. So what I did was I redid everything. It's now at the point where it was when I was done. I've got my what's this thing called? The emergency brake on this one with its clip. Everything is ready. I got all the parts ready. Again, the little green spring I'm going to just reuse, which seemed to be fine. And there's the other shoe. So now I'm just going to try to put it together in a more methodical way that hopefully will work and I won't swear. So we'll see what happens. I got to set up the camera now. I think based on what happened last time, the first thing I'm going to do is take this brake shoe with the emergency brake and put the emergency brake, that little piece, onto this guy. It should work pretty easy. Let's see if it works easy or not. You sort of have to figure out how it's supposed to go. You pull that spring back. That doesn't make any sense. It's got to be like this, I guess, because it has to fit that. Yeah, that makes sense. Now it's sitting there like that. What we'll do is put the pin in wherever it is. Oh, there it is. Is that the right place? It must be. Look at this little guy in here. If that's correct. Okay, so now putting that in is it's neither nor as hard nor as terrible or as easy as it looks. You stick that on there. Make sure this thing is going a direction that you can actually feel. Like I got it going horizontal. So I'll stick this piece in here. Stick this little guy on horizontal as best as possible. And then you take pliers and you grab this thing kind of on the edges and you push. Oops. You push and that goes on. But I'm going to take a look at this one time before I keep going because I'm a little nervous about where my pin is. Hold on. Well, I got this one in, but it was a real bear to get in. So I'll see if this one works better. I got this pin here, which just fits into the end of the piston. I put this piece in, which fits onto the parking brake, and it should fit into this recess here. So put that in there, put that into that recess, and now it's kind of located, but I can also adjust things as I go. That won't be too impossible to do. So you throw the spring on there. You throw the cap on there and line it up so the cap opening is vertical. So I put it like that. You kind of hold it in place a little bit. Now you take one of these and you squeeze either end and you push. And you try to line up, whoops, the pin. That tends to be what happens quite often. Okay, well, believe me, you didn't want to watch that. Holy mackerel, that was difficult to do. These are finally in. Anyway, when this thing pushes in, it should, when the springs all go together, that should come together. So, all right, now we're going to go under here and do this underneath stuff. Now, this guy with that little knobby there, just have that sort of holding it in place. Now, this guy fits. This little piece here just fits in that slot right there, just like that. And then the cable gets hooked up to that very top piece, rolls around that guide that's held by the spring, and then ultimately gets hooks there, like hooks in there like so, just like that. Okay, and then this thing sticks in there like this. Now, the problem with that, if it's a problem, is that the next part is the part I don't want to do, which is sandwiching this thing in. Get them as close as I can. This sits in a slot there. This sits in this slot here. And all that has to work just perfectly to make this all function. So we might have to do a little fiddling around here to make this all fly, but at least got the general idea of how it's supposed to fit together. To put this little this spring in, but I don't think so, because it has to hook around that thing there. And then it hooks into a hole up here. And it's, shall we say, extremely difficult to get in. Well, anyway. Yeah, I don't know what to do. This guy, stick it over this pin. And to do that, with this little tool that has the edge on it, you slide on like this, bring this over, and it clicks on just like that, like a charm. It's beautiful. Love that thing. This thing's in there. So I'll wait for a second. This fits here. This fits there. And those ultimately are going to smush together like so. Okay. That is around its little spot there, which is good. That's on there, so now I gotta put the tip of this onto there. This is where I'm thinking I'm gonna have a hell of a time, because this is the spring I had a bad time with last time. try to grab this thing tightly, and we're going to attempt to bring it over. Oh, almost. I just had the wrong. Try to hold it the other way. Maybe this stupid thing is getting in the way. Almost had it. I almost had it. One more time. So I'm pushing. I'm pulling. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That worked much better than last time. The question is, well, it worked because I didn't have this in. Okay, well, maybe I can get this in this way. Oh, son of a gun, and that's on there. That's the click part. So this is the click part. It should work if everything's going the right way. Okay, so that's there. It's around this little lead. Got this spring on. That spring's on. Brakes in. Those little sons of anarchy are in. That's in place. So this thing up here. Make sure this is not doing something weird. Okay, so over there with the little rounded part, and then you just go like so. And it goes on like a beast. Man, I hope I got that. Okay, now, I think that's it. At least, you know, technically everything's in place. But let's go take a look and make sure so that start from the bottom. Let's see how it looks. So, parking brake's in. Big blue spring is there, connected to that side of that lever. That lever's in. That lever should be contacting this. I got it now. This thing clicks when you turn it. See? That clicks. And as that turns, each time that turns, each click, that is moving the brake shoes out. So, alright, we'll continue. I think that's okay. There it goes. See? Click, 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 click. And as I do that, the brake shoes go out. So I'm gonna, oh, it's working. It's working. So this time, the rest of it that you saw, it was easier. Like this bad boy, which was the problem last time, went great. The problem this time with these two little SOBs, man, they were a pain. And they're fine now. They're in there. And they're horizontal, so they're in. So everything's good. Everything is just fine. Alright, so we checked the bottom. It's working. And then this is good. This is in its little slot with its spring. This is in its slot. It's supposed to be in there against the parking brake, which it is. That's connected. This is good. This works great. That's why this tool right here, oh god, it is so beautiful. This end kind of bites. It works, but it's a pain. This end, oh, I'd marry this end. This is great. Okay, these pistons are in, and they're both good. That one's in. I think we're ready to put the other thing on, the drum. Sweet. Well, so the first thing I do with the drum, though, is you got to clean it because it's full of packing stuff. So I'm going to wash my hands because they're filthy, and I'm going to clean that out, and then we're going to stick it on here and try to figure out when it's the right, adjust them so that it's perfect. Oh, sweet.